today we're doing another video, and I hope you all are settling into autumn and getting ready for Halloween. Oh, my baby brother's just crying in the background, so try and ignore it. So, I thought I'd get into the autumn mood, and I've got some hot chocolate ready on the go. It's still a bit hot. It's called hot chocolate, of course, it needs to be hot. Yeah. And also, I just wanted to compare the Cadbury and the Galaxy hot chocolates. I'm not saying any of them are bad, it's just that I'd like to compare them. So, my mum's one is the Galaxy one. As you can see, it's a bit darker, and you oh, I spilled it. You can't see any of the sugar crystals. And it doesn't smell as sweet. It's a bit darker. And yeah, with mine you can actually see the sugar crystals on top. Yeah. So it smells very sweet as well. Anyway, I just wanted to create a calm, nice, relaxing video for you to prepare for autumn. Now I hope you babies are all relaxed, because I'm going to read you a story. The Street Child. This is a book that we've been reading at school. So, I hope you will enjoy. Where was I? And also I'm going to start where I stopped. Chapter 5, Behind Bars. Jim forced his fist deep in his... Oh, and, if you know, about the story already, just skip past this. But basically, Jim Jarvis was a poor boy in the Victorian times, and he had a place owned by a horrible man named Mr. Spinks. And he got thrown out because he couldn't pay the rent because he was eating a meat pie. So then they were out on the streets. Bella, Emily and Lizzie were sent to his lordship to work there. Oh, say hi. Show Toby, although he's having a strop. You'll be able to see him in another video. Anyway, so basically, Lizzie and Emily were going to work for his lordship with Rosie and Judd, and then his mother had to rest, and then he got sent to the workhouse, and he just found out that her mother had died. She's just feeding. Anyway, Chapter 5, Behind Bars. Jim forced his fists deep in his pockets and turned his face away. There were boys all around him, shuffling out to the cold yard, and they blurred into smudges of grey. He screwed up his eyes against the terrible blinding white of the sky. He wouldn't cry here. His lungs were bursting, and he thought he'd never be able to gasp for air again. The only person he wanted to be with was Rosie. She would know what to do. Like I said, Rosie was Jim's ma's best friend. Hold on, I forgot what I'm just finding the name. Annie. Ma's name was Annie. She would tell Emily and Lizzie, but there was no chance of being with Rosie. I want to go home, he said. Joseph swung his head and spat. Home, he said. What do you mean home? Oh yeah, Joseph is an old man who's like this. And he was there his whole life at the workhouse. Yeah, basically the workhouse is a horrible place where children and people used to go if they had nowhere to go or they just did something bad. And even prison was worse than there, so you know that place is horrible. What as if it ain't home? So Jim thought, this is my home now. This huge building with iron bars at the window and iron railings outside. His parents must be Mr. and Mrs. Sissons, as thin and waxy pale as candles. And if they were his parents, then his brothers and sisters were the shambling, skinny boys who slept and sobbed in the same room as him, and the scrawny girls who had seemed forgotten to smile. Can't I see her all the same? Joseph shook his head. She was took into the dead house in the night and put on the pauper's cart before light sun. Speedy dispatch paupers get. What are paupers?
Old people.
Good enough. That's hot. That's why it's called hot chocolate. Anyway, guys, got some chocolate. Okay. No money for bells, nor nothing like that, eh? Jim went dumbly from room to room as he was told, from the sleeping boxes to the yard, to the refectory. Can you help? I think it's refectory. REVEK. No, CTORY. Okay. One sec, guys. Bear with me.
Yeah, refectory.
Refectory. Okay. Oh. And back to his box. It was like a slow dance, and the steps were always the same, repeated day after day after day. Morning started with 6 o'clock bell, where all the boys had to wash under the pump. Joseph watched them, swinging his head from side to side and bending his neck round like a hunched bird of prey. He kept flapping his arms across his bent chest to beat the cold away. Get yourselves washed quick, boys, he said, afore the weaver bites my bones off. Across the yard from the pump was the asylum. Mad people were locked up. They wailed and shrieked for hours on end. They stretched their hands through the bars of the prison. Give us some bread, boy, they begged. Let me out, let me out. Don't take no notice of them, a woolly-headed boy whispered to him one day. They're mad, they're animals. Jim was shocked. He stared again at the men and women and children who were all squashed up together. The cage was too small to hold them all. The wailings echoed round the yard all the time. Animals, animals, Jim said to himself, trying to drive their noises out of his head. He looked away from them, pretending they weren't there. No, they're not animals, Jim, Joseph told him. They're people. They are people, Jim. Mama's in there. And don't forget, Joseph is quite an old man. I don't want to be mean. No offense to Joseph, although he's a fictional character. Any of you Josephs out there that are watching my video, don't take no notice of me. It's just the book. It's just the book, okay? Quite flavourless. It's got a watered down taste. I think I'll add some milk later when I drink it again. Oh, would you like some shortbread? You guys? Okay. Once I finish this video. Would you like some? It's very sweet. I'm not sure it's the best thing. There was a shed at the other end of the yard. Boys gazed out of them through a small barred window, their white faces even more frightening than the wailings of the mad people. Joseph slided over to Jim that first morning and swung his arm across the boy's shoulder, bringing his head around to mutter down to Jim's ear. "Now them boys what tried to run away, they catch 'em and beat 'em and stick 'em until they're good. Remember that. After the cold wash in the yard, Jim had to help clean it out with brooms twice as tall as he was. They had to sweep it till the ground was bare and clean, even if hundreds of leaves had fallen in the night and come drifting over the high walls. At breakfast, boys queued up with their balls in their hands, bread and tea. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much storage, so I'll make a part 2 of this. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. I hope you enjoy your autumn and get ready for winter, and you better be good. Bye, guys. Oh, still recording.